Hello. This is for all of you who are still really not sure about works cited pages and in-text / parenthetical citations. So, basics. The whole purpose of your works cited page is to give credit to all of the people who have done a lot of your research for you. The works cited page is what makes your research paper a real research paper. And that, coupled with parenthetical and in-text citations, is what prevents you from committing the crime of plagiarism. So your works cited page should be something that you've all seen some version of before. This is what it looks like. You'll notice it's in alphabetical order, starting with whatever is first. You'll notice that for most of mine, I did have an author. So the author's last name is what comes first. I'm pointing this out because it's going to be important to remember for the in-text or parenthetical citations later. So it's in alphabetical order by author last name. However, when I don't have an author, which some of you don't, for example, in this ad or in this source, enjoy the top 10 Coca-Cola ads, it's still in alphabetical order. It's just now the first thing in my citation is the title of the article because there's no author. These are the two things you will most likely have if you have super weird sources like a tweet or something like that, just talk to me. There is a specific way to cite that. But for the most part, you're either going to have an author last name or a title. For your parenthetical citations, the whole purpose of those is to point the reader to which listing, which source on your works cited page you are referencing in that specific paragraph, in that specific sentence. So here is my outline. You will notice that in my parenthetical citation, the first one that I have here, the author is Munguia. That tells the reader that the source that I am referencing in this sentence that I completely paraphrased, PS, that source is this writer right here, Haley Munguia. So it's really working just as an abbreviation. This is not your sole citation. The parenthetical citation works in tandem with the listing on the works cited page to create a fully realized citation. You'll notice too, when I don't have an author last name and I have just an article title, notice a couple things. One, the article title is placed in quotes inside the parentheses. When I have an author last name, I do not have quotation marks around their last name. When I have an article title, just like if I were talking about an article and an essay, I put the title in quotes. Also notice that because this title is somewhat long, it's enjoy the top 10 Coca-Cola ads, I don't want to put that thing in parentheses. It's going to be super cumbersome. So when you have a title that's longer than a few words, which honestly most of your titles will be, make sure that when it's in your parenthetical citation, that you only use the first few words. In fact, I could have even shortened this even more to just enjoy in quotation marks. So make sure that you only reduce it. I would say 4 max. This is even pushing it a little bit. I think that's all I wanted to say. Oh, last but not least, I sometimes conflate like in-text citation and parenthetical citation because I'm basically talking about all the citations that are within the body of your paper. But there is a slight difference between those two. The parenthetical citation is these ones, right? The ones that you'll probably use the most often. An in-text citation is really where you state the author or you give credit to the source like within your own writing. I don't know if I did it in here. I don't think I did, but for example, if I had said here, like for this one, if I had said, according to D'Souza, quote, the supermodel diet of Marlboro Lights and Diet Coke, blah, 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 I've already given her credit, so I don't need to have a parenthetical citation. So if I had said, according to D'Souza, in her article, D'Souza states whatever, that's technically an in-text citation. It still works the same. If you're trying to get that to cover multiple sentences, though, I would recommend maybe having an in-text citation at the top, according to D'Souza, and then at the end of a couple sentences, include a parenthetical citation when you're done referencing her or that author, just to kind of bookend the entire source to cover all of your bases. That should be pretty much it. I'm going to post a little informative video about how to format this. The hanging indent situation can get a little bit troublesome for people. Although I think if you do it on EasyBib, it comes that way. Maybe it doesn't. Remember, easy bibbers. Remember that you have to go through and add more information. I did all of these on EasyBib, but I had to go in and add, in some cases, the title of the actual magazine. I had to add sometimes like the title of the overall collection or the title of the website as a whole. Sometimes for YouTube ads, it didn't give the title of the video, so I had to do that. So yeah, just make sure that you are like cognizant of that, because you can't blame EasyBib for your lack of effort. All right. If you have any questions, email me or talk to me in class. Let me know. Goodbye.